Ray Binkowski sitting in FitWorkz Hybrid Training Gym in DeKalb, Illinois, talking about wearable devices. If you're watching live on Periscope, we'd love to hear from you. Be sure to push the heart button, ask your questions. If you're watching later, by all means, share the content. We do these videos to help people. And even though you didn't tune in live on Periscope, go ahead and ask your questions on social media, because your questions today, tonight, tomorrow are going to turn into the next video we do later in the week. So wearable devices, what do you really need to know? What do you need to avoid? First of all, wearable devices probably represent one of the significant opportunities where you can use technology to get better results faster. How so? And we're going to talk how they can actually help you. If you look at like the Polar, this is a Polar Bluetooth, I believe it's the A300 model, watch and heart rate strap. This will measure your heart rate, it'll measure caloric expenditure. It'll actually link with your own account online, so you can kind of create a training diary or an exercise diary. But the big thing is kind of bare bones, average everyday guy, gal opportunity with using a device like this is, and I just wore this, it was a customer's device that we wanted to get set up. I wore it for a workout, I burned 546 calories. Now, that may seem like a lot, it may seem like a little. Some of you may have no idea what that means. It represents a decent workout. One of the easy ways or easy opportunities for using a device like this is it will tell you if you're actually training hard enough. So if you're coming into the gym and you're showing up 3 days a week, spending an hour, and you're only burning like 200 calories per workout, you're probably not going to get much out of your workouts. So simple heart rate, caloric expenditure is going to be one tool that's going to tell you, hey, look, you're not really training hard enough. You need to up the training. From a training standpoint, one of the things that we look at is are we burning 400, 500 calories per workout? If we cannot answer that question with a yes, something needs to change. We need to spend less time talking. We need to spend less time walking around. We need to spend less time on social media. We need to increase the weight we're using, reduce our rest between sets. Somehow we need to up the intensity and decrease our downtime during the workout. And again, we look for 400 to 500 calories we would define as a pretty decent workout. The next thing it's going to tell you is what's your average heart rate during a workout, and it's also going to tell you what your max was. And there's a equation so you can determine what your theoretical max is, what should be an average heart rate. It's based on your age, your gender, all of that. On like a Polar device, you can input your height, your age, your weight, and it will tell you, it will predefine if you're close to your max and things of that nature. But in this case, average heart rate 107 beats a minute, max was 150. I can tell you that I didn't really train that intensely. I got my 500 calories, but it wasn't a hard workout for me. So it's a useful device to give you information like that. Now, and that's really at bare bones basic, that's what you want out of a wearable device. Can I actually measure progress? Do I know if I'm working too hard? And I can give you examples. I had a local business owner in his 60s going through a very stressful time a couple of years ago when the economy, at least locally, was in just dismal shape. Because he was under so much stress, he would come in and his heart rate would right off the bat when he walked in the door be as high as what it was when we trained. So some of those days I'd say, hey, how about we bag the workout? Go home, relax, decompress for an hour, try and get some more sleep. Don't let life bother you as much. But I don't think we should train when your heart rate's already where it is when you walk the door when you train. Heart rate's too high. I can tell you that we had an 80-year-old client not take his blood pressure medicine, came in right when he walked in the door, his heart rate was 20 beats higher than it normally was while he was training. That gave us an opportunity to ask more questions. Lo and behold, he hadn't taken his blood pressure medicine because he ran out. So we said, okay, we're not training, you need to go home and get your prescription filled, or stop at the pharmacy, which is what his plan was anyways. On your way out of here, get your prescription filled. For people looking for maximum results, shortest amount of time, our trainers will use this as a training tool to make sure that they're working hard enough, but not too hard. And also, if we're giving them programming, we do online training. If we're giving them an online program, they're wearing the heart rate monitor, we can give them some parameters in terms of what they should be seeing in terms of how many calories they burn. So it's very useful. Now, Things you should be aware of. The devices that you just wear on your wrist, whether it's a watch or like the Fitbit or even the Polar Loop, any of the wearable devices that are only on your wrist that work with LED. First of all, there's like one company that makes all of the LED technology for everybody but Polar. Polar went out and made their own. It's not very accurate. That's why you may have a wearable device that gets heart rate, and sometimes you could be killing yourself in a workout and it says your heart rate's 101 beats a minute. Or you're not working very hard and the heart rate's saying it's like 150 beats a minute. The reason that's happening is the LED technology is good. They're off to a good start. It's an affordable technology. It's just not very accurate. There's a lot of issues with it. Anytime you get space between the device and your wrist, you're going to end up losing a reading. The reading is going to become inaccurate. The reading is going to become sporadic. So that's one thing to be aware of. The next one is your steps. A lot of the wrist-only devices, anytime your arm is moving, it's trying to correlate that arm movement with a theoretical step. Really, if you want to get distance right, especially if you're a runner, you want GPS and you don't want to be relying on something that's just worn on your wrist. What we have found to work best, and not everybody's a fan, and if it's been a while since you've worn a Polar heart rate monitor, they've changed the chest straps, okay? They're not the solid plastic that they used to be. They're more comfortable. They don't have a molded in battery, so when the battery expires, goes bad, runs out of juice, you can replace it. It's pretty cheap and easy to do. You don't have to throw the strap out. So the comfort issues are better. Reliability, being able to replace the battery, much better. But really, this is still the premier way to collect heart rate data. So if you really want to get accurate and precise readings from heart rate, you need to be wearing a heart rate strap. I mean, we're going to be honest, Polar is the king of that market. So really, you got to have the chest strap, you got to have the wristwatch. The other cool thing with the Polar A300 is you can actually do a fit test. It gives you a theoretical max VO2. So if you're not training just for vanity, you're training for overall health and wellness, on day one, say today it's the 8th of the month, you can do a fit test. A month from now, so the 8th of next month, you can do another fit test, and you can see if your theoretical max VO2 has improved. That is huge in terms of assessing and measuring your health and wellness. Hope you guys found this video interesting and useful. By all means, comment below on social media. Please like us, follow us, and share us. We thrive on you guys and your feedback. This video, like all of them, is brought to you by Eat by Color. Check us out on Eat by Color. And the brand new Exercise Galore, teaching you how to safely, correctly, and in a way that will produce results, do over 100 weight training exercises. Thanks for tuning in.